Hey YouTube, Mochismo Eugene. Another video from Exit Strategy. Welcome. Natural born leaders. That's what you are, empaths and chosen ones. You're natural born leaders. You were born to lead. And for me, how I know I'm a leader is because I know I'm following the Creator. And we're not even talking about perfection here. We're talking generally speaking. If you have intuitive natures that are respective of nature and the Creator, of whom which nature derived, for me is God. We are a big part of that nature. We were put here to enjoy it and to appreciate it and to give back to nature, as well as humanity. And somehow or another, down through the ages, we were given certain regulations and how we should cohabitate and live in this society in a moralistic, harmonious, unrestricted way. And in times past, somewhere along the way, man got really creative for all the wrong reasons. And when this happened, that's when a lot of the problems we now face began. Why did man get so creative for all the wrong reasons? Well, I know there are certain factors that weigh in on this, that contribute to this being a reality. I know when some of us, I'm in the park. The park's pretty crowded today. As you notice, a lot of us, when we are doing content, we just like to be mindful of our own space. And as you well know, when you're doing something for the Creator, giving back to humanity, everybody gravitates towards that energy. Even though their motives may not be the same as the good-natured person, a lot of times everybody wants in on the fun. So as an awakened empath, I just like to do my due diligence to be aware of my surroundings. Not just when I'm vlogging, but in all respects of life. It's an old water tower. I'm going to show you guys. If I can get a picture of that. It's an old water tower. Well, I don't know if it's an old water tower, but it may be a holding tank for the water throughout this area. Really don't know. I think it's still functional. Just thought I'd share it with you guys. Yep, natural born leader is what you are. And you have to notice. You have to notice. Because to notice, you don't strive against man. You don't war against man. You don't become competitive in a way that puts you at odds with people. We're not talking sports. We're not talking about in that competitive arena. We're talking about in life in general. You don't do things offensively, intentionally to cause unnecessary problems. But fun fact, whether you do that or not, you are a natural born leader, and that in itself makes you a marked target for being outcast. Now, the interesting thing about that, when you become aware that you are to be an outcast, and take into account you are aware, this is post-awareness, you are very unbothered by it. Once you are aware of that, is just part of the program that just goes along with the territory, you readily accept that. You don't complain about it. You do what you got to do. You do you. And that is going to disturb people in and of itself. It's just whatever you do disturbs, discombobulates, confuses. Because the dark entities of the world are already confused as it is. But as long as they got some camaraderie of like minds to reassert their foolishness and to make it appear, it doesn't have to be a reality. That's the illusion that they have put out in front of them to keep their mind and keep them occupied from the reality of what's real. They adopt friends, they adopt things, they adopt occupations, outings, groupings, clubs, memberships, you name it. Exhaustive energies they put into these never-ending cycles of illusionism. Fool myself and pretend I'm doing good in life when in essence I'm just holding on for dear life. Because when all the noise ceases and all the moving things stop moving and they're left there to have to deal with silence. See, chaotic people hate silence. Something has always got to be going on, whether it's music blaring. Take myself, for example. Most often in the summer, I got a lot of noise going on outside. Different types of things that are motor driven, whatnot. And I got thinking one day, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm productive in the things that I use that make a lot of noise, I really could do without the noise. And so, back to them, the dark entities. They relish noise because noise distracts not only them from their dark demons, it distracts the people who are listening to the noises away from them. And so you have a twofold purpose there. I can distract, if I'm the dark energy, I can distract people from away from me and my entities I wrestle with. And then I can thereby garner some attention too. Seemingly good attention, because I'm going to be viewed as a person that's going along to get along. But the thing about that is, it is not something that they're good at. Because again, they cannot sit still. They cannot have quiet, peace for long periods of time. They can't capture nature like such. If they go for a walk like a chosen one, it is all about engaging in interacting in other entities. Supply. It makes people like myself and other healthy human beings that are just out and about doing just the normal everyday things of life, it makes it almost to a point where You could get disgusted just doing the things you like in life, such as bicycling, brisk walks in the park with your children. You'll be met with these monsters. They will walk up and push up on you and won't even say hello, but begin to start a whole conversation as though they've known you all their life. Won't be casually at all. They may give you the illusion like it's a casual, hi, how are you? And you'll say, fine. That opens the floodgates of a whole spiel of, where do you work? What do you do? They'll go right in and start asking you what you do for a living. Where do you live? With no regards to how weird that comes across. Not knowing someone, you just out the gate ask them all these direct questions. But leaders, we don't seek to know excessive information about people. We are pretty much very casual observers. We learn most of what we need to know about somebody by observing them. A lot of us empaths, you who haven't quite awakened to who you really are, I really encourage you guys. Allow God to wake you up. Don't wrestle against it. The more woke you are, the more you will be able to channel these energies that are God-given. You are a natural born leader. Don't dumb down your intuitions, your intuitive nature, your vibrations, which are through the roof. Something has been poured in you from the moment God put breath in you. Wake up. And you'll find that less is best. You'll be able to do more as you do less. You observe everything that you need to know by somebody. You observe it. You take in a little bit of intel, and when they do begin to chitter chatter, you'll be able to form pretty sound basis of who they are. And it will become very simple mathematics. Beautiful day out. It's probably 40, high 40s. It was probably warmer early. I think we even peaked out at 50. Not sure. I haven't looked at the phone forecast. Of course, I got my hoodie on because it's pretty cold in certain areas of where I'm walking. I ain't complaining. I like it. My breathing has really struggled since pandemic. Shortly thereafter, about a year after pandemic, I find myself struggling as I inhale. Now, mind you, I had my sternum broken twice in my life. So that in and of itself could contribute to not shortness of breath, but just almost like there's a weight on my chest. If you've ever had a little kid sitting on your chest or laying on you when you were playing with them, or the baby's sleeping on your chest, you guys who've had children laying on your chest can probably relate to that. So baby doesn't weigh that much, so feels almost like that. Not a heavy weight, but a little bean bag. And working out. I think it'll get better, and if it doesn't, I will get better. Because I'm really not fixated on a lot of the things that are outside of me, really working on the inner me. Because I'm sorry guys, this thing just does not want to work sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, if you are a natural born leader, see that? I was looking at this the other night. I've had these printed up maybe since 2020. And I knew when I put it on these sweatshirts that would be, in many cases, some would view as a bold attestment. When you say you're a leader, that is a bold statement to make in the eyes of the world without them on surface value. But as I said in the beginning of this video, I'm a leader because I know who I follow. And that's what inspired me to get the name. So that was where that name came from. So, and I stand on that, and I believe I am mindful of the fact that when you say certain things and you put a label to yourself, you have an obligation to live up to it. It's just not what someone else told me. I mean, God has made it clear to me that that is what I am, and that is what we all are if you are prophets sent by God, because that's really what we are. Without us saying so ourselves, you are a prophet of God, put in this world by design, naturally by God's design, to do supernatural things. You are a natural born leader. Thought about the movie Natural Born Killer with Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson from Cheers. Yeah. So just a spin-off on that. Natural born leader. And so now that you know by design who you are, you got work to do. You got work to do because work doesn't get done on its own. It is not something you can escape. It is not something to be bashful of. It is not something you can take lightly. It is not something that's fashionable. How many of us knew we'd end up here talking to a camera? Pre-awakening. Look back and you can ask any of us, did we know exactly where we would be today in this? And there are people that have never spoken before in front of a camera, or shy, don't really know how to talk, to which I'm one. How do you talk? You speak. So if you feel like you're not that person that can get on a camera, push record, and tell your truth, then you're standing in your own way. The day you said no more is no more in the situationship with the narcissist, that was your first day of your best life. That was your motivation there. That was your pre-screening. That was your curtain call. Now, you're up. And so, yeah, we wouldn't have known we'd be here back in 2020 for me. But here I am. So, that being the case, I know that you don't have to ace this thing. You don't have to be the best at it. All you have to do is be your best at being you. Don't second guess yourself. And I also, before I leave, I want to encourage you guys to go listen to someone who I've been listening to for a short time, very short time here, a few days, and I'm very inspired by her messages. She's such a sweetheart, and she talks with a very strong amount of connection. And I don't say that about a lot of people. You instantly connect with her as a human being. And I hope I'm saying her name right. I want to say Sent Earth Angel. I'll have to put it down below in the link because I can't recall exactly what her title of her name is. And so you'll really take a delight in some of her messages. I have. She's being very candid. She is one of few people I know that tells you some things that about her or herself that most of us would feel like would be too much information. But again, she gets out of her own way and she speaks very matter of fact. And I dig that kind of person. I get on with that kind of person. Because it's a funny thing when you tell the truth from the inset of a narcissistic abusive relationship. What the narcissist doesn't know, and they soon find out, that your truth, for one, never wavers. Your truth never wavers. Your truth never changes. And most of all, what they didn't count on is that when they set up a smear campaign against you, although it's very effective, so very effective, they got to work double time to both convince people that know you that you're this terrible person, that you did all of this stuff to them that they in actuality did to you. Your silence will speak volumes. You've already told the truth. You've already presented your truth of who you are. This is when you go on mute mode. There were people that will start distancing themselves away from you, who've known you all their life. What the narcissist doesn't know that they're doing, they're cleaning house for you. They're aiding you in, they're actually aiding you in the demolition process. They are actually helping you weed through all the fake, phony friends, the weak-minded friends that are not going to be useful for you in your growth in any kind of way, be it a family member, intimate partner, sometimes even your children. I mean, I have 2 older kids. I'm dealing with that right now as we speak. Reconnected with my son and my daughter, as I've spoken in other videos. And to make a long story short, he and her just ceased to appear. They ceased to talk to me. They ceased to reach out to me. And it just became crickets. Well, I'll tell you, people that are not in your space right now, they don't even need to be in your space, because you're going to need all this time to yourself to work on self. And when the new improved version of you, that leader, natural born leader, start shedding the skin of the old person you thought you knew and you thought you were, when you appear, you will appear in a way that nobody even imagined, because You never knew yourself the way you know yourself now. And you will never know yourself the same way again. You must understand this. You must understand this. Your alone time would be the best time of your life, because there is no better place to be than by yourself. Because in the moments you're leading up to now, and this is just through the process, I'm not talking wholeheartedly alone. I don't think anyone wants to be alone in and of themselves, but this is the process that you go through. I didn't think I'd be talking like this a year ago, not even 6 months ago. And this is not just telling myself something to suffice how I feel. I'm pretty cool with where I'm at. It's afforded me a lot of times moments with my children that I thought I was capturing all alone, but the time I spend with them is different. It's a lot more wholesome. It's more wholesome than I even thought it was before. And I'm not drowning my life into my kids organically. It was something I didn't have to transition into. Only thing I gave up was the extra child or two that I adopted in that narcissistic relationship. You adopt a kid, a grown-ass kid. I told you guys this. You adopt another pet, cleaning up, putting pee pads down. But the difference is when you adopt a pet, you go in knowing all the problems associated with the animal. But when you adopt a grown-ass human being and they end up acting like an animal, that's disappointing. Sounds abrasive, but you know what? Analogies can be abrasive. If you think my analogies are abrasive, go read the Bible. You'll be okay. Hey, thank all you guys, man, for tuning in, and share, like, and subscribe the video. All of the subscribers that I have, it's a blessing, man. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Not only subscribing, but staying steadfast. Just, you don't see me, doesn't mean I'm gone. And when you see me, don't expect me to always stay here. We're passing through, guys. We're here for a moment to do what we're doing. Let's not latch on to people the way we do in many cases, because we are here to help each other along the way in the journey. But once you get a little strength, you need to get going and help pull somebody else in that are sinking. But just don't let them drown you in the process, okay? And so I really want you guys to know that I love and appreciate everybody. So I haven't said that a lot, but I really do mean that from my heart. And if you only knew, man, this guy right here got struggles like everyone else, man. But we don't worry about our struggles, man, because the struggles is what brought us here. So take heart, be of good cheer. That being said, bless.